Hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much for tuning in to Love World UK. My name is Jeremiah, and you are watching your favorite program, The Table. Now, we are still having our virtual episodes with people coming in from all around the world, tuning in and joining us for this conversation and discussion. And today, with me on the set, as you can see, it's just me here. But I've got two people joining me from the comfort of their homes. I have Frida and I
Hello.
have Kevin.
Hello.
How you guys doing today?
I'm well, thanks,
Thank
Jeremy.
you.
All right. I really enjoyed our last conversation, so much so that I couldn't wait for you guys to get back here so we can have another one. So thank you for
Great.
joining. Now, today's topic is interesting. Today, the topic is, do I get a drum roll? No drum roll. Today's topic is single till I'm married. And the question is, where is the place of commitment in a courtship before marriage? Should you keep your options open until you walk down the aisle and say, I do? All right, guys, take this one away.
Go on, Kev.
Oh, wow. That is actually a big topic, and it's
You
a
guys are
very
looking,
important topic.
you guys are
Um,
looking a bit flabbergasted, as though, Frida, you okay?
yeah,
The
yeah,
topic is
Oh,
mm,
wow.
it's a big, yeah.
Well, that's a good response, right?
Now I think the topic of, like single until married and keeping your options open, I really believe that we really have to be led by the spirit to knowing who our spouse is or who we are supposed to marry to. And we have to have certain things in place. Let's say if we may be a part of a church. I know that most churches has their way of doing things, how they reunite people or how they get couples seeing each other and stuff like that. But for me, I think I have to be led by the Spirit of God, because we have to, in a sense, be on the same page. I mean, she has to want to serve God. I mean, that's one thing for me anyway, where my wife has to want to serve God willingly. And, I have to also want to serve God willingly. So I think that for me, that is like the biggest thing, where she wants to serve God and I also want to serve God. And that's one thing that we can't really have a rebuttal on. Because I mean, yeah, I think let me hear what everyone else say after this.
Yes.
Then I'll continue
Frida,
later.
I think he wants to hear your part because he's
wow.
yeah. So what do you
Yeah, let
say?
me see
Being
what
the
adds up.
lady here,
It's like 5 questions in one.
I mean, start from the beginning,
Right,
like
single
till I'm
until
married.
married.
Yes.
Single until married. That is, even the world has that view, isn't it? If you fill an application form, there's no in between. you're you're either single, married, etc. But I think you're hitting on a notion that having your options open
Yeah. So let's say like
until you
let's
walk down the
assume
aisle, and I
yeah, let's
think
assume that somebody has done the right thing, right? They like someone that they would like to get to know. They've decided and they've gone to see their pastors, and so now they are courting, right? You see, at that stage, we assume that this is the person that you're marrying. But
yeah,
some people still have the idea of, I'm still single until I'm married, so anything can happen, right? My options are to open or. So,
no, no, no,
but
no.
officially, you're not married, no? Like anything can.
No, but I think the other part when you started the question was commitment.
Yeah, commitment, yes, yes. So, like, where is
So
the
you
place of commitment in courtship or something that's leading to marriage?
commitment in courtship is important in the sense that you are choosing to pursue a journey. If you get to a point where you realize that it's no longer viable for you, there's no need to hang around. Just say, okay, I have prayed, I have investigated, I have searched your DNA or whatever. I've done the this thing that everybody's doing. I've realized that it's not conducive for me.
Right.
And it's not going to work. So that's when you break away. You don't stay in a courtship and still be open-minded about dating other people. I think that's very wrong.
Really?
Because it's misleading in a way. So basically, you're waiting to find something better before you jump about to somebody else. And that you need to question yourself. Are you actually a fully guarded person ready to move into a new relationship? Because you're uncertain about what your wants and you know what your future is. If
Right.
this person is not for you, just let it go.
Right.
Nobody's meant to be your part-time emotional, companion until you find a permanent one.
Yeah, but what
man.
if God has not said anything yet about this person that you're with, but you just feel like, oh, they tick the boxes and whatnot. So, but then God has not said anything. So maybe the person is waiting to hear the voice of God, that God will speak from
That
the
whole
bush.
thing is a crazy phenomenon.
It's a crazy phenomenon.
Yeah, because we always say we're waiting to hear the voice of God, right? And I always say, before you put that on God, have you heard them before? You can't say, I prayed about something. I pray about my relationship. Now I want to hear what God wants me to do about this relationship. Have you consulted God on any decisions prior to this relationship? And what did God say about that? Did you consult God before entering a relationship? And did he give you the sign or the voice, whatever, that God normally speak to you through to enter the relationship? If we didn't do that to begin with, then we're facing a problem. You're looking for a sign from somebody you don't even know what their signs look like.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You need to understand how God speaks to you,
Right.
or how he sends you messages, or how he downloads information to you. And then you need to decide.
Right. That's true.
So
Okay.
I think waiting to hear from God is one thing. We never probably speak to God before entering a relationship. So if you want to decide
you
about your
don't,
feelings,
but people do. There are people that
yeah, so it's okay to decide on your feeling, because your feeling took you in there in the first place.
Oh,
So God,
so for those who made a decision based on how they feel, that's what you're saying.
yeah,
Okay.
whilst you're there and you choose to give it to God, right?
Right.
And you see God's face about the directions, and
Right.
you patiently wait and
Right.
observe and hear, because sometimes God speaks to us in many ways. You read a scripture and you're like, okay, yeah, I think, and then over the time you get confirmations about certain things that
Right.
you've been hearing, and then you make your decision based on that. I think it's about making that decision. If you're really going to wait on God, you wait. If your feelings that took you in a relationship in the first place is wavering, then
But should our
we need to
feelings take us into relationships in the first place? Is that what should happen?
Kevin, what do you feel?
Kevin, what do you think?
What was the last thing that was asked?
No,
the
like
last
should your
latter
feelings,
part of it.
like should your feelings take you into relation? Because you said some people don't pray about these situations; they just jump into it, and then later on they now say that they're waiting for God to speak, but their feelings have already taken them into the situation already, and they're trying to bring God into it at that point, or trying to say that, oh, I'm waiting to hear from God. So, what do you think on that note?
Well, in terms of waiting on God and our feelings, we need to understand that our feelings are not always right. So sometimes we feel stuff that is not really true, and sometimes we might feel like we might like somebody,
Right.
or we may feel like
Right.
we are attracted to somebody,
Right.
but it's a feeling, because
Right.
sometimes we might see someone's face or how they look, and we
Make a
might
decision,
desire
right?
that person. But if we then take time to, let's say, know that person, we might not like the person's nature, how they are.
Okay.
And that might really turn us off. And if you look at it nowadays, the rate of divorces in marriages among young adults is very high, because a lot of folks are rushing into marriages without really knowing each other.
Right.
Yeah, and like they say that you never really know someone until you live with them.
So should you live with them before you marry them? Is that it?
No, what I'm no,
Is that what
what
you're
I'm
trying to
saying
say?
is what I'm saying is no, no, Johnny. What I'm saying is, and I'm trying to identify here, is that how do we get to know someone enough
Right,
in terms of what they stand for,
right,
what their morality is,
right,
especially is that morality
right.
in line with serving God?
Okay,
Does that person want to serve God as much as you do?
right,
Does that person understand that God needs us to build his church?
right.
So if we are looking at that basis and not how we feel, I think in getting to know that person and also God showing us like, okay, like who's that person? Because let's say,
Guys, we've
for
got a
example,
few more
if we
minutes
see,
left, so like we need to
yeah,
round it up, yeah? Because we've got a few more minutes
yeah,
left, but we definitely continue this topic some other day, because I think this is a very, hopefully we can continue this topic in the studio, right? So we can talk face to face, not over virtual virtual set. But just finish the point that you were making, and we just quickly round up.
yeah. So I'm saying is like, let's say now you see a sister in church or a brother in church that
Right.
you may like, yeah.
Right.
Sometimes better if we watch that person and see how they are in the house of God.
Okay.
See if that sister is a servant, that brother is a servant in the house, and just taking it from there. It's not necessarily we have to move straight away.
How
If
about
we
speaking to the
like
pastor?
someone,
Because the pastor would know them better, no?
huh?
So how about speaking to their pastor? Because the pastor will know them better, talking about how they are in the house of God.
Yes, we can also do that as well, but sometimes, that is sometimes a sticky scenario
How's that
because
sticky?
what
Is
if
that not the right thing to do?
Huh?
Is that not the right thing to do?
That is the right thing to do 100%, but it's not
Frida,
everyone who.
I'm coming to you now.
So it's not everyone who believes, okay, we have to report to our leaders. That is
What?
100% the right thing to do, because what if the leader and the person that you ask him or she about,
Right.
they don't really match.
Okay.
There's not a
I'll
good
pause you right there.
relationship. So,
I'll pause you there. Frida, I think you had a response for that one. Let's have your response quickly before we round up.
Yeah. Just quickly, I think you've said it all. Basically, you need to observe the person from afar. You need to know them in a social setting. It's not just about the house of God. If there's any other events that potentially they'll be there as well, because of your interest, you also try and make an effort to be there so you can observe them in that social setting to pick up what their normal behaviors are. If somebody's going to be rude to their friend, they're going to be rude to you too. They can't have one rule for you because now all of a sudden you like them, but they're rude to their friends. So but the whole thing about going straight to the pastor, I don't know how many pastors actually know their members that well.
Oh, but you'd be surprised. At least, like in a church, there is a structure for leadership.
No, definitely.
You get it?
There
Because
is a structure,
shepherding,
and I think
yes.
where that comes into is then once you've observed the person and you think that you've seen enough to make you want to move forward,
right?
That's when. So you don't do it so early on that you don't even know if you really are going to be able to vibe with them, and then you messed it up now, isn't it? Because now pastor thinks you're really going to marry this girl, and then it's like you're just going through the church just dropping girls. Meanwhile, you've never actually really taken up a relationship, but it looks like because you're talking about so many girls or so many guys, you're going on and on.
Okay.
But once you made that decision, speak to the pastor, because sometimes the pastor might say to you, actually, this sister or this brother is actually already courting somebody, so you can just move your eye quickly and not waste your emotions.
And
really.
in an ideal world, the pastor would know more.
About
this person, not just on a physical level, but because he prays for them, so that there's a spiritual relationship there. So it makes sense that the pastor has a lot more information on the person than you do, and they'll be able to tell if this person is right or for you or not. So I think it's important. But guys, that's all we can take today. I know there's a lot more to say, but we have another one, okay? And we speak in detail. So thanks so much for coming on, and I'll see you guys back on the program very soon. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
And you watching at home, thanks so much for joining us today. I hope this conversation has blessed you, improved you, if you have questions, please send them in. The email address is at the bottom of the screen. And we can't wait to have you back watching the next episode. Stay tuned. Next week, we are back with a new topic. God bless you.